Once you get all these clips out, you just go ahead, give it a pull from the bottom. It'll sound a little crazy, but about right here is probably the best spot. Sounds like you break it, but shouldn't be broken. Then check and make sure you're clear to actually pull it up and out, which you're not, because you got to get these lights undone, which I'll do that in a second, and then I'll be right back. I got that removed. Time to remove all these little clips. Flathead would have been better, but sometimes it works. These are relatively cheap, so just, oh goodness, pry them up and put it from both angles. I'll get a flathead. Easier with a flathead. Not much. But it is easier. Just kind of pry up using side to side motion. And get under there from the other side. Use this front plate as a pry. And they all come up and out of there pretty simply. So I got the grill off. There are really about 6 of them here of the pull tabs there, but it all came off pretty easily. Now to get this off so I can access everything a little bit easier and get to the intake and all the accessories. I have to remove this one. There's more of these tabs right here. I think it's 4 of them. Yep, 4 of them. 2 methods to release a radiator hose. It's just one with a flathead screwdriver, or you can use the 10mm on this. Some of them are 8mm, but this one's a 10. But then you just walk it off there. Alright, so that is off now. So now time to get one of these hoses undone. I have a catch, whatever you're gonna call it, under there. I'll call it a container. And I'm gonna remove one of these coolant lines and let her rip down there. Try not to get any on the ground, because if dogs lick it, it's poison. That's perfect. That is no fluid in there. Because there's fluid in here. There should have been fluid coming out of that. And oh well. I forgot there's 2 bolts here. Mine are already loose and not holding anything in anyways, so they're 10mm. Just pull them up and then this whole thing will lift off. Once you get those off and these out of here, mine just pull through here. Grommets are a little worn out. Intake air temperature sensor, get that out of where it goes. I have tape on mine because it kept falling out. Once again, rubber wore out. I'm here and I have a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to remove the intake off of the throttle body down there. It might be up a little bit. It rotates, so don't have to get it all the way loose, just loose enough to where you can pull it off there. However, recommend to do both of them at the same time. So I'm gonna hit this one as well. This will just create a lot of room to get down in there to the accessories. Besides the point of water being in the intake somehow. Carrying on. Crankcase hose. Seems like it's got a lot of play in it. And then I guess I could technically take the alternator off and the lower coolant line off, and then I'll dump the coolant out, because that one should have coolant in there. Well, new details have emerged. Well, there was water in my intake, and the filter is soaked. Inside here is soaked, and inside the intake is soaked. Maybe I didn't just blow a rod. I don't understand how rain got in here. if rain did it. I'm in Texas. But potentially insurance claim? I don't know. I guess I'll have to open the cylinder heads and see. I'm gonna get this pesky thing there. You can see it right there. I'm gonna take that off and leak some fluid out. Hopefully you can see something. Let's see what the coolant looks like on a balloon motor. A little bit of oil, a little bit of coolant in there. I don't know. It's definitely coolant. I don't know if there's any oil in that, you know. Now just to make sure I get all the coolant out of here and hit those two 10 millimeters on the water pump housing. Then I'll start ripping off the rest of this. I don't want to put these somewhere I'll lose them. Putting these back where they came out of. And one more. But if you're curious, so the inside of a water pump looks like. So, not much. Today's progress on the rip down of the Jeep's engine. Got the grill off, cover off, got the coolant hoses off. The AC's already empty because it didn't work anyways, thankfully. And then water pumps off, coolant hoses, like I said. I'll get the serpentine belt off and then the intake off hopefully tomorrow afternoon. Smash that like button so I can afford a V8 and a supercharger with Dana 60s. Thanks. Alright, here we go. Beginning the process of removing the radiator, the shroud, the intake manifold, throttle body, all the front accessories, coolant reservoir, taking off those rip coil packs once I get the intake off. Then I'll probably start doing the battery tray, but I need the battery so that I can winch this thing up onto a trailer so that I can move next month. So that's fun. Wish me luck.